going? It's Sam Frost here, and in this short video I'm going to answer quite a simple question, but a really interesting one relating to digital marketing, and that's, do Google Ads work? So Google Ads, formerly known as Google AdWords, is one of the most popular online advertising platforms. It's responsible for a huge part of Google's revenue. Businesses all over the world, all different shapes and sizes and types, like to use Google Ads to promote all manner of products and services. But are Google Ads really effective, or are they a bit of a waste of money for many businesses? So it's a question that fascinates me because in my work as a digital marketing consultant, I frequently come across businesses that are on the fence about Google Ads, and it can often be for a variety of reasons. It might be that they've tried them in the past and they haven't worked, or maybe the business owner thinks, hey, we're in an industry that's just not got any relationship or relevance to Google Ads. We're selling something that's just a bit too niche and we don't think people are searching for it on Google. There are all sorts of very valid reasons why you might be a little bit unsure about Google Ads. So do they work, and are they worth using? Really interesting question. So let's look at some of the points you need to understand. So the first thing is that Google Ads as a platform can be very, very effective for all sorts of different types of businesses. There's a reason it's one of the leaders in online advertising. There's a reason Google Ads has been around for a long time, and that is because it does work overall. On the grand scheme of things, I would definitely rate Google Ads as being an effective platform for a variety of reasons. Primarily because you've got a lot of targeting options. Another advantage is that for most types of advertising on the platform, you only pay per click. So it's not like a radio ad, for example. If you take out a radio ad, you're going to get some numbers around potential sort of listenership. You're going to get some numbers around potential reach, around potential demographics, all those kinds of things. But you pay the price whether or not anyone acts on your radio ad. With Google Ads, especially the more conventional types of advertising like search advertising, you only generally pay when someone clicks on your ad. So there's that advantage to it as well. It's kind of like inherently quite a nice way of running your advertising, because if you're not getting clicks, obviously something's probably wrong in your targeting or how you're running your ads, but at least you're not paying money for no reason. So that is worth bearing in mind as well. So on a whole, the platform works, it's effective, it's not some kind of crazy scam or spam platform like some people tend to think it is. There are a lot of conspiracy theories that sort of abound when it comes to Google Ads, which I'm going to cover in another video in a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek fashion. But for now, understand that the platform on a whole does work. Where businesses distrust of Google Ads or dislike of it comes is generally from a few areas. One is a misunderstanding of how the platform works. So you don't quite understand, how the sort of bidding system works, for example, or you don't understand how the targeting options work. And this can sort of come out or be reflected in a whole manner of different ways. So, for example, it's not uncommon for me to start working with a business that's gone and done a DIY setup job of their Google Ads, or hired someone who's not particularly experienced in the platform to run the ads, and you find a whole lot of wasted spend on things like irrelevant searches and locations where this business isn't even present or active. Now, that's not Google Ads inherently not working. That's actually an issue with how you've set up the advertising. It's quite an advanced platform. That's why Google's moved more towards things like smart ads, for example, to try and take some of that stress and complexity out of the system, which is a discussion for another day. But basically, all of the options are there. It's kind of down to how you use them. Now, in my opinion, most businesses that I encounter can get some form of benefit out of Google Ads. It is very dependent on what you do. So if your business is something that someone would look up with a simple keyword search like, plumbing services Christchurch, or flower delivery Auckland, or something like that, then that's the sort of business that is the bread and butter for Google Ads. Same with online retail, especially with things like shopping ads now. That's real bread and butter Google Ads kind of work. Where it gets a little bit more complex is potentially for some specialist business-to-business organizations, where you've got a problem you solve for the target customer, but they don't necessarily jump on Google and search for a solution to that problem. It may well be that your business is very heavily based off referral selling and networking and all those kinds of things. Now, you still want to test Google Ads, in my opinion, but be quite careful around it because it can be easy to advertise for the wrong things. But it certainly does work with the right approach, and there's probably going to be different ways to kind of extract the performance you want. For example, if you've got a very specialist customer base, You find through your testing and your research that people aren't really searching a sort of precise set of keywords to find your solution. But if you're getting visitors through to your site, well, you can actually build a remarketing audience and then show ads to those people on the Google Display Network and even Google search ads, YouTube as well, as they browse the internet. So that's baked into the Google Ads platform. It's just about understanding how the platform works and what you could do with it. So that's really the important thing. So, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, maybe Google Ads isn't going to work for my business, think beyond just, hey, someone has to jump on and search for, men's shoes for sale or something like that. There's actually a whole lot more to the platform that you need to understand as well. But ultimately, Google Ads, because of the complexity and the sort of targeting options and everything in the platform, I think just about every business can have a good go at it. It's all in the planning and the setup and the optimization. And the other thing is understanding the sort of value of what you get out of it. So, if you're spending $1,000 a month on Google Ads, but you're getting $50,000 a month of business, that's a good return. If you're spending $1,000 a month and you're not getting anything out of it, well, obviously that's a poor return and it's not working for your business. And that's where you actually need to go in and do some work around identifying why is that advertising spend not working. Is it that we're targeting the wrong locations, we're targeting the wrong keywords, we're using the wrong campaign types? Maybe your business is better placed to use things like video ads on YouTube and display advertising than it is to use search advertising. There's all manner of different considerations to make. But ultimately, if you're sitting there asking, do Google Ads work? My simple answer is yes, I think they do. It is just extremely dependent on what industry you're in, what type of business you run, what your business model is. And off the back of that, that's where you need to do some work in understanding what is the best way to advertise my business on the platform. You've got to have an understanding of what a lead or a sale is worth to your business, because if you can spend $100 to make $200, then pretty much that's a good deal. So if you don't understand those kind of metrics, it's going to be a challenge to justify the spend and the performance. But if you understand that, and if you understand that the platform is only as good as the work you put in and the planning you put in and your understanding of all of the targeting features and options and optimization settings and all those kind of things, then it's pretty hard to come to any other conclusion other than Google Ads do work. It's just super, super dependent on how you go about using them. So obviously there's a bit of a how long is a piece of a string video, but hopefully you find this helpful. If you're stuck with Google Ads, please email me on info@samfrost.co.nz. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and message there. You can ask a question on this video as well. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. I've got tons more digital marketing content, heaps of Google Ads tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.